Welcome to the Popcorn Talk Network, for the online broadcast network that features movie discussion, news, and interviews. Press 1. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Congratulations. On behalf of the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network for movie talk, and the Schmoes Know, you are now a member of the Jedi Alliance. May the Force be with you, always.
Hello, yes, greetings, Council. Welcome to Jedi Alliance. This is the celebration of the greatest saga ever told. You betcha, it is Star Wars.
We are here live on the Popcorn Talk Network. You're probably listening or watching along on YouTube. We got comments, we got things going on, and it is our 20th episode and perhaps our biggest episode of this 2014 run.
What we were doing is every 1,000 likes we got on Facebook, we would celebrate somehow. The first time we got you guys to phone in, which was really, really awesome because we got to chat. This time around, though, we're doing one up from that. I decided it'd be kind of cool to transform Jedi Alliance for this episode into a Schmo breakdown.
That's right. We are going to be doing our own versions, tributes, homages, if you will, to our favorite shows on the Popcorn Talk Network. We are going to be breaking them down Star Wars style.
So we're going to be doing profiles, meet the movie press, Duel of the Fates, because we've got to get some answers there.
We got to recap that, yeah.
Box office breakdown, and yes, we're getting you guys to call in. Now, we're not going to be typing down the number on anything. We're going to be telling it to you at a particular time, so have your phones on standby, ready to call in.
Yeah, we also got a special guest calling in today too.
Yeah, for Meet the Movie Press. His name's Jay and he runs indierevolver.com. Now, he's responsible for a lot of these exclusives and the scoops that we've been getting. So I want to chat with him and just be like, dude, how are you getting that? Because that is awesome, basically. Before we kick things off, though, you may see that I'm wearing a Christmas sweater. If you're going to be listening to this on iTunes, then it's a very, very forlorn looking reindeer, which is how I celebrate Christmas. But because this is technically our Christmas episode as well,
yeah.
Presents!
Oh, you got me a present?
Yes, I tried to not get you to read the comment.
Oh, I didn't read the comments.
So I got you a little something, and it's kind of warm in here today. So
I
maybe
kind of feel unprepared. I didn't get you anything.
You get me something every time we work together.
Oh, look at this. This is going to be, I'll have to wear it. Look at this. It is
Check it out.
Bad, for those, describe it for those on iTunes.
It is a Star Wars Christmas sweater.
It has some Imperial Walkers on it. It's got some X-Wings. I'm looking.
Got some TIE fighters.
There's
a Death Star up
got
the top.
It's got the Attack on Hoth there a little bit. It got some turrets. Wow.
I got you a Star Wars Christmas sweater.
Wow, I should almost put it on right now, but look at this thing. This is a
That's a Juna.
ugly Christmas sweater of beauty is what it is. They've put a lot of effort into this. I wish I was invited to more Christmas parties this weekend. I'll just have to wear it around in public.
You should. You should wear that all the time. Just never take it off.
Maude, it's been such a great time working with you, and now I feel like I owe you the world for this gift, but thank you so much, my dear.
No. A photo in you wearing that is all I need.
Oh, that's the gift back?
That's it.
Okay.
With like everyone going, and you're like, yeah.
I will do it after the show.
We're also going to be taking your comments as well. We have been reading a few, but we're going to not try to get too distracted. I know that people are already on Operation Distract Mode, and guess what, guys? I'm a ninja. So I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that. But yeah, keep it locked. Get the number. We could be chatting to you very, very soon. But should we start things off with where it all began?
Let's start it off where it all began. We're going to be doing profiles. So I'm going to be doing my best Scott Mance.
Hey guys, yes, I'm really excited about this too because George Lucas played a really pivotal part in Star Wars.
We're going to be doing a profile of George Lucas, the director of Star Wars, the man behind it all, the guy who created everything. Of course, he started making art films at USC. He's one of the best students of all time at USC, and he went on to create this wonderful thing, the Star Wars, which I love so much.
Yes! High five! Wait, that doesn't sound like Alicia at all. She's my best friend in the world, and I can't do an impersonation of her.
And we love them both dearly.
What's going on there?
We probably just lost them as friends because of that. No. Let's go ahead and take a look at profiles. It's a segment they do every week that we're going to be doing now here live called It's a Wonderful Life. So JT, start those pictures and here we go. George Walton Lucas was born on May 14, 1944 in Modesto, California to Dorothy and George Lucas Sr. His father was a successful businessman who owned a stationery store. As a restless youth, George was fascinated with speed and dreamed of becoming a race car driver. However, a near-fatal car accident on June 12, 1962 curbed George's dreams of racing professionally and turned his interest to filmmaking. He enrolled in USC and became one of the stars of their film program. After graduating, Lucas tried to join the Air Force as an officer but was rejected. He was then drafted by the Army but was exempted from service when it was discovered he was diabetic. Lucas re-enrolled in USC as a graduate student and during that time filmed his award-winning short, Electronic Labyrinth, THX 1138 4EB, which became the basis of his first feature film, THX 1138. The film was the first movie produced by American Zoetrope, the new company Lucas co-founded with his friend and mentor, Francis Ford Coppola, an effort to make movies outside of the Hollywood machine. Following the disappointing response to THX 1138, Lucas was challenged to make a more commercial movie. The result was the well-received and iconic American Graffiti, which was the first film produced under the newly formed Lucasfilm Limited. It was during this time that George had begun working on a new science fiction fantasy called The Star Wars after he was unable to secure the rights to his dream project, Flash Gordon. The production of what would eventually be called Star Wars Episode 4 A New Hope was troubled from the start and caused great stress for Lucas. But what emerged on the other side is perhaps the most known motion picture in history and the basis for an expansive and still growing universe. Lucas's accomplishments as a creator, producer, and innovator in the movie industry makes him a true American success story. He is married to Melody Hobson, the chairman of DreamWorks Animation, and they have one daughter, Everest. Lucas has 3 adopted children, Amanda, a mixed martial arts fighter, Katie, a writer, and his son, Jet, who valiantly tried to fight off members of the 501st during the attack on the Jedi Temple in Revenge of the Sith.
Wow, hey.
George Walton Lucas.
Walton.
Absolutely.
Funny story about the kids. Yes, they've actually all had a little bit of a secret cameo in the movies.
They did, right?
I think it was Amanda. She played a Twi'lek. She was a Twi'lek dancer, and she was a purple one.
Yeah.
And the other one looked like she was one of the members of Amidala's decoy kind of.
Decoy crew. And what I loved about Jet was also in Attack of the Clones, asking the librarian, he was studying. So it's the same character that has grown up a little bit that tries in vain to fight off the 501st in front of Jimmy Smits' character, which has one of my favorite awkward moments of Revenge of the Sith. You got to go. And so it is. Let me ask you about this. Have you ever had a chance to see American Graffiti, Maude?
You know what? No, I think my parents tried to get me to watch it. I'm not a car person. I love a pod racer, which I kind of, and now going, I get it. Yeah, those fast moving, the Millennium Falcon's the fastest hunk of junk. It's like, yeah.
Lucas loves his speed racing. And American Graffiti, if you haven't had a chance to go back and look at it recently out there, and you're a Star Wars fan who maybe sometimes likes to dump on the creator after the prequels, which I do every now and then, to go back to American Graffiti and you see a great American filmmaker. He is an artist at heart. And look what he's done outside of the Hollywood system. The prequels really are some of the 3 biggest independent movies ever made, though he has distribution with Fox and all that kind of stuff. You got to read the book, and we're going to talk about it more in January, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe. It will take you back to the beginning with George and how much of a visionary he was and how much he struggled with the Star Wars or the adventures of Luke Skywalker as taken from Journal of the Whills and all these long drawn-out titles, and how much he was influenced by Flash Gordon above all other things. The Kurosawa connection is there. The Joseph Campbell connection is there, though it came a little bit later than people realized. And he actually didn't meet Joseph Campbell until 1983, after pretty much the original trilogy was done. And that's when he finally got his approval from Campbell. But this is a guy who at his heart is an independent filmmaker who, as he's been saying since the 70s, I just want to go make my little art films. he's finally getting that chance.
My favorite part is, he went to uni and then became really fast friends with Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola. It's like there's some really good kind of people to rub shoulders with and become friends with.
There's so much there. And Lucas took Gary Kurtz, who produced the first two movies, before leaving under interesting circumstances. Howard Kazanjian, I'm not saying it right, the producer on Jedi. They're all USC friends and alum. And Irvin Kershner, who directed Empire Strikes Back, was one of Lucas's teachers towards the end during his graduate times. So George has always tried to stay connected to those roots. You don't get that successful without breaking a few eggs to make that omelet. There's some people behind him. The separation post-divorce and the kind of washing of Marcia Lewis from the Lucasfilm archive, so to speak, after their divorce around the time of Jedi is controversial at the time. She won an Oscar. George hadn't. She won part of the editing team for A New Hope and was very, very key in capturing a lot of the pacing of the first two movies and Jedi as well, that she helped on even during the divorce. So George Lucas.
I know. Outside of Star Wars, though, I do want to tap on one thing that he's done, just because, you had your little American Graffiti.
Yeah.
That's where he kind of started. But I think a little thing that gets overshadowed a lot of the time, and this is my inner geek coming out, but I love that he wrote Willow. This man is an amazing storyteller.
Yeah.
And he penned this gorgeous, gorgeous movie. And yes, fist pump with me, JTE, because you love it just as much as I do. This is in the top 5 movies of all time.
I love it too.
Oh my gosh.
Mad Mortigan, man.
Yeah, I want to be called Mad Mortigan.
Mad Mortigan.
See how that's going? Quiet, Peck. Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of give a little bit of a raise to that one, because I think he is an incredible storyteller, amongst other things as well. And there is something that I've discovered, because I'm going to be giving top 10 facts that maybe you didn't know. Chances are, if you're diehards, you do. But there's one thing that kind of correlates to that I want to get into. There you go. Sweet. We're learning a lot about.
We're learning a lot about Mr. Lucas.
I didn't know he was obsessed with Flash Gordon.
That's the serials, the old time serials. I mean, it's taken directly. Again, Kurosawa and Seven Samurai and The Hidden Fortress. They definitely have some influences. But this book, How Star Wars Conquered the Universe by Chris Taylor, kind of goes into that, and how a lot of the people around Lucas were like, nah, you know what? Actually, it was more just directly Flash Gordon. He really wanted to get the rights. The rights were kind of already out of his hands. He couldn't do it, so he's, you know what? I'll just start doing my own. It took a while to craft it, and last year they released Dark Horse released that comic book series, The Star Wars, taken from Lucas's first draft, or one of the first drafts.
Because there's a few big major changes. Like originally, Luke at the end, once Vader had died, with the helmet came off, he picked up the helmet, put it on, and said, "I am Vader." That was going to happen.
Stuff like that.
Han Solo was going to die.
Han Solo, and that was also, Han was more of an alien.
Oh, he's supposed to be green without any nostrils.
Yeah, the original McQuarrie designs for Chewbacca, which are now Zeb from Rebels, kind of came from that era too. But there's and a lot of myths. The myth that Return of the Jedi was supposed to end with a Wookiee battle that ended up being the Ewoks is kind of true. It really came from an early first draft of the Star Wars, where they went to what became as Kashyyyk. And of course, if you read the first draft, a lot of the prequel names, Naboo and Utapau, a little character called Mace Windu, all in the original drafts of the Star Wars. So.
A fun fact I'm giving away for free is that absolutely no one mentioned what an Ewok was in any of the movies. The word Ewok was never said.
Till the credits came up.
Yeah, and there was
absolutely.
an Ewok party all of a sudden. And they were like, "Oh, it's Chewbacca." And you're like, "What? We didn't even know you had a name."
So that is our look at the profile of George Lucas, the creator of all that we sit and talk about today. Have you ever met George?
No.
I passed him, literally brushed his shoulder once at the Grove.
Then you vomited everywhere?
And not a soul around was like, "Hey, that's George."
Really?
It was a crowded Saturday afternoon. I brushed right past him. He had the shirt on, the beard. He was talking to some young girl. Might have been one of his daughters. I don't know. I just remember Pat, and we kind of passed, and you felt the force. You felt the power of the force around George. And all that stuff, yeah, I can criticize the prequels as good as any Star Wars nerd. But you know what? I have so much respect for what he created and the universe that we get to play around with here.
Absolutely. I'm surprised your knees didn't buckle. I would have been down.
They did a little bit. Yeah. They did a little bit.
So that is it, for profiles. We're going to move on to Meet the Movie Press. Now, usually this is a very in-depth discussion about how a lot of these stories break in the media. You've got Mark Riley, you've got Jeff Schneider. They're on this desk talking about these key particular parts. But right now we're going to have a micro version of this, but we're going to have a Star Wars Meet the Movie Press. Now, this is a particular man who kind of reached out to me, and I started following him and vice versa, and we had a chat about this when some of the big news broke for Star Wars. You know, this is when these leaks were getting monitored and nitpicked, and, you know, this is when we just wanted anything, basically. His name is Jay. He runs indierevolver.com. If you haven't jumped on board with those guys yet, do it, because they are honestly hitting every single point and getting exclusives. I've got Jay on the phone right now, and I just want to... Jay, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, buddy.
Jay's here. Welcome.
How are you?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad that you're able to join us on the show. It means a lot to me.
Thanks for having me.
Now, indierevolver.com, this is kind of something that just blew up the web one day because you had an exclusive. Can you talk to me about how Indie Revolver all started and how one gets an exclusive?
Yeah, you know, it's a funny story. We had kind of started in earnest back around April, and you know, just through I wanted to start talking about movies, and you know, I had less and less friends to do it with, so I decided to start the site. And through just talking with other friends and networking, I ended up with a couple of sources for episode 7, and that was basically when anybody had ever talked about us for the first time. So it was the Stormtrooper helmet reveals that we had up that just all of a sudden we were all over the place.
Now, obviously, the internet is just such a sticky place where if one image drops, everyone else is onto it, and you can never really figure out where it first came from. Did you find that, you know, when it was out there, people weren't crediting you, and it was, you know, it was kind of hard to trace back to you, and you're like, no, this is mine, I did this?
Well, I did make sure to watermark the images, and so we seemed to get more credit that way. You know, we wanted to get our name out there, so it seemed like the best way to go about that.
Jay, let me ask you this. When you get some Star Wars information, we all know how big this upcoming movie is and how big of a franchise. Is there a part of your soul that goes, I'm playing with the dark side of the Force here. I have to be careful with some of the information that I get?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a line that you have to kind of walk between making sure you're reporting on things and trying not to spoil and to make sure that now I've got a few sources for episode 7, so I'm able to sort of bounce information off of a couple people to make sure that what I'm running with is legitimate and isn't just, you know, hearsay that, you know, gets mixed up somewhere.
And when that trailer hits, Jay, and you see the helmets that you broke, was there a little part of you that just kind of fist pumped?
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like we've gotten confirmation on a lot of the things that we've run. The reveal that we did of the cyborg villain when all of the concept art ended up leaking a month or so after we had first put up the image, and the Stormtrooper helmets, obviously, and you know, we're still out there. We've got more stuff coming up soon, so hopefully it'll just continue. But we're really careful about what we're putting out there to make sure that, you know, we're putting out legit info.
Now, JJ himself kind of did a post about not reading into a lot of these spoilers and trying to keep everything under wraps. Are you kind of like freaking out a little bit that you are going up against someone like JJ?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a fan, so that's where I'm coming from with this all. First is from a place of a fan who's excited about everything that I'm seeing. I have a lot of faith in all the stuff that I've seen that I can't put up on the site. That it looks like they're doing a great job with episode 7. So
hold on,
I'm happy to be reporting on it.
You know a bunch more stuff that you haven't revealed yet.
I do. I have a lot more info that I can't run with right now.
Now, you're kind of mentioning to me that soon we could be getting more. Do you know more about that one?
Yeah, we're hopefully going to have something coming up by the end of this week or very early next week. I'm still trying to pin it all down, but it looks like we might have some good stuff coming up.
indierevolver.com. Guys, if you are a fan, make sure you've got that bookmarked and you're checking it every single day. We had a recent news drop that everyone's been talking about, and that is the names of the characters. What are your thoughts on this?
You know, it's good to finally have some names to put with the faces and with the characters that we've been hearing about so much. I think the strangest one is being able to call Daisy Ridley something other than Kira, which I think we've all kind of gotten used to at this point.
Absolutely.
I prefer Kira over Rey.
I kind of do too.
Yeah.
Jay, do you think some of these names, even though they've officially been released and put on these little Star Wars cards, which as an old Star Wars fan is cool, do you think there's some red herrings that Team Abrams is having fun with? They tried so much with Star Trek Into Darkness. Do you think they're still playing around, or do you think this is pretty legit?
I think this is legit, but I think it's fun. I think a lot of people complain about the whole J.J. Abrams mystery box, but I love it, and
yeah.
It's fun. It seems like, and now that they're starting to open it up a little bit and put some things out there, like the trailer and the names, we're getting more and more information, which is fun to be able to be a part of that.
There are some things that just completely got us by surprise. I mean, we thought that a lot of things were being leaked and there were no hidden secrets anymore. But then the trailer came out and all of a sudden there's a saber sword, which is what I'm going to coin it. And, there was the BB-8, which we'd never even thought about new droids.
Right.
Is there something that you are still, maybe you're speculating or that took you by surprise when you found out as well?
No, you know what? I had as far as the BB-8 and the villain, I had seen other concept art that hadn't been released pertaining to those characters, and I hadn't seen anything with Oscar Isaac, and there's still a lot. It seems like JJ likes to compartmentalize, so there's a lot of the bigger secrets I don't think that are out there throughout the production that are still a lot being kept close to the vest. There's a lot of characters that I haven't seen art for. And people are still speculating on who they're playing, so it's still interesting.
You don't have to tell us, but do you know the history about Kylo Ren?
I know a little bit, but nothing that I can say yet.
And you're saying you started Indie Revolver so you could talk about movies because you're running out of friends to share it with. I want to know everything, please. Even though I don't like spoilers, I just gotta know.
You'll have to keep checking back.
Done. All right.
As a fan, I try to avoid spoilers, but sometimes I see those links and I'm like, oh, part of me just wants to know now.
I know.
Just gotta pace myself.
I came at it from the same place. With the prequels, I tried to stay spoiler free with it, but then when the sequel trilogy came up and I started getting access to things. Part of me wanted to not look at it, and then another part of me was just like, I have to see this stuff.
Yeah, I have that in a battle every day.
I'm gonna see it anyways. Yep. You know what I mean?
That's it.
But I'm just trying.
Jay, thank you so much for calling in. I really, really appreciate having a chat with you about that. And if you are listening, guys, follow Jay right now on Twitter at Indie Revolver, and it is indierevolver.com. We'll be checking in, hopefully getting a big drop soon.
Thank you so much, guys. I love the show.
Yay!
Thanks, Jay.
Take care. See ya. So what are your thoughts about the new names? Because this is a big part of the news that has come through.
Yeah, the new names. I talked about it a little bit on the Schmoes Know main show this past week, which we do live every Thursday, 6 p.m. PST. Live streaming straight to YouTube this week as well. I talked a little bit about it, and I want to say this carefully because I don't want to be one of those over-critical Star Wars nerds. It was the first time I pressed the brakes a little bit after the teaser excitement. I didn't like all the names. They seemed weird, but then again, all new names seem weird. I
actually really liked a lot of things.
You liked them?
Yes, I think Poe is awesome. But I mean, it doesn't really suit a pilot. But
I saw Poe open up for Kiss in 1996. She's a great artist. But
Poe is also the name of the ghosts in Zelda. So it's like, yeah, that's a Poe thing. But
and again, I want to clarify. It's
Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron. We don't know how to pronounce him yet, too. I know there's some people behind it. I was watching Hello Greedo today and his side, and he's all behind the names. And me and Mark Riley, the editor-in-chief of SchmoesKnow.com and Meet the Movie Press co-host, we kind of were like, oh, some of them I'm not behind, but I'm not against. The Poe Dameron, I'm like, that's trying to be Star Wars-y in my head.
Okay.
BB-8 is grown on me. I didn't like it the
Sounds
first
like a
time.
gun, a BB gun.
I thought it was like basketball.
Yeah.
8.
And the fact that it's 2 balls as well. Two balls.
And Kylo Ren,
I want it to be Rilo Ken.
Rilo Ken.
I want it to be Rilo Ken so bad.
But again, I want to clarify. It's the only first time I was like, but I'm on board, and I'm not trying to be overcritical. I haven't thought about the name since, just because I'm sure in 1975, looking at a cast of characters, Darth Vadar and Chewbacca and Han.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, like it'll be there, and in a year from now, Kylo Ren will be an awesome name that I couldn't have imagined.
There'll be a lot of little Kylos running around.
Yeah,
trust
absolutely.
me.
So,
but one thing that
great.
the reveal did do was this trading cards. The way that they kind of announced it like that.
Loved that.
Now that was really cool because it was another homage that JJ kind of implicated, and you can tell that he was the kind of kid that collected them.
I have all of them in a box in my house.
So I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But something that we discussed earlier before the show is the little kind of like saying about it. So it was, BB-8 on the move, Poe Dameron in his X-Wing,
Yeah.
Rey on her speeder, and then it's Kylo Ren ignites his lightsaber.
I was going to go to Vegas and put some money down that this Kylo Ren was actually Gwendolyn Christie, Brianna Tarth from Game of Thrones. I just think the character walked like her in that short 2 seconds I got to see the character. Though I did say I'd also put money down on Adam Driver. This doesn't confirm anything. That's what I was asking.
Except that it's a dude.
Unless JJ's having that much more fun. I don't think so at this point, though.
Do we know what the card 67 is in the originals?
It is Luke Skywalker on Tatooine. Right? Is that the one you're talking about? Wait, no, maybe I got the wrong number. No, I didn't. I don't have that
67.
number. But
And then it's 11 and 53 and
74. So
right.
Rey, the character of Rey, shown on a speeder on Tatooine, what we think's Tatooine, the old original set of Topps trading cards, Luke Skywalker on Tatooine was 74.
Gotcha.
And there was this rumor going around that the numbers, because I think Abrams said himself that the numbers mean something.
Yeah.
It just might also be the order in the movie that they kind of pop up. Who knows?
Who knows?
It's fun. That's fun. That part's fun. That speculation's
I liked
kind
that
of fun.
one. I just liked when a lot of thoughts happening behind these particular leaks. It's like, they care that we care.
Yeah, they did. Look, this proves again that Abrams, like he's always said, is a big Star Wars
Big fan. Also in news, just to slide into Meet the Movie Press, Frank Oz has been confirmed to lend his voice to Yoda, who's going to be appearing in Star Wars Rebels. So I think that's cool because set in this particular time, he is still on Dagobah. So he's still isolated, so there's some sort of transmission happening, and they've used Frank's distorted voice to kind of make sure that it's still him, but he's far away, but it's legitimate. That episode, January 5, for people who are following the series.
Let me ask you this question. I love if it's
Ask
Yoda
away, you will.
and it's Frank Oz. So the guy who did, and I can't remember his name right now, the guy who did Yoda in Clone Wars, I thought did a great job. He also, I believe, did the opening narrative on the Clone Wars. The
one that sounds like
the news. That's that guy does the Yoda. This is a period of time, Rebels, where Yoda's supposed to be in hiding, and he's coming out. Now we know maybe it's just his voice. Are you worried that maybe they're kind of messing around with what we know as canon with Yoda hiding? Would you want to see Yoda pop up out of hiding?
I mean, he played a big part in Clone Wars, so I don't think we need to see him. I just love the fact that Vader popped up in a transmission. Yoda's popping up in a transmission. It's like the new fans of Star Wars, which are these kids watching Rebels, since it's a kids show technically, they're going, hey, this person's important. And they're kind of introducing them to the storyline. Even though they don't need to be a main character, these kids are now aware that they exist. And I think that's why they're doing it.
And if it's just a voice or a force vision, like we talked about, there was that moment when we were talking about the story before the show, and I'm like, yeah, Frank Oz is back. Wait a minute, he's supposed to be in a hut on Dagobah. I don't want to see him.
Didn't look like to be any kind of reception in that place either. It was a swamp.
Yeah, it was a swamp. He's got the force-sensitive cave there. But I think it's great. It's fun. We got Lando is coming up eventually in Rebels, and Billy is actually voicing him. I think that's cool. I think Rebels, the last few episodes have grown on me. The book Tarkin, by the way, is spectacular. I'm about 10 chapters in. Tarkin's going great. It talks openly of Ahsoka Tano, who we know is canon, but it talks about some of the episodes of Clone Wars and some of the incidents with her, and then it also goes into, without really saying him by name other than one or two times, it goes into Darth Plagueis the Wise,
which I still need to read.
Yeah.
It's on my reading list.
So
I have
this
a lot of reading to do.
expanded universe that's still expanding, the canon expansion, it's fun. It's getting kind of fun. So that is our Meet the Movie Press segment on the Jedi Alliance 20th Special Edition. So we're going to move into a little bit of a recap of Duel of the Fates last week with special guests Mark Riley and David Fickus, both working on the new website I See the Frog. Check it out. Follow them on Twitter. A lot of funny stuff going to come out on there, and you might even see some familiar faces. But we put out a Duel of the Fates assistance category last week.
Now, last time we had 4 people on the panel that all kind of voiced their opinions on who the better assistant was. Lobot, who we know helped out Lando Calrissian on Cloud City, or Bib Fortuna, who was Jabba the Hutt's right-hand man in his palace. Now, you had to kind of pledge for Bib Fortuna because everyone else thought Lobot.
You 3 jumped on Lobot's side, and look, I love Lobot. I get it. I just wanted to give Bib Fortuna some love. The major domo here of my guy Jabba the Hutt, and well, that was kind of a hard fight to make. You guys made some good points, and Bib Fortuna did kind of let in the Jedi that was the downfall of his boss.
Yeah.
What did the fans say?
I mean, the one thing that I did like is that a fan commented on the YouTube page in the comments section, and you were like, we're sold. And that was Bib Fortuna bought the Rancor.
Yeah.
That was the gift.
That was a gift.
But that's the only good thing Bib Fortuna ever did. Look, he absolutely got smashed in the comments on Duel of the Fates Facebook page. He got owned. And it was like, there is nothing good we can say about him. He's weak-minded. He completely got dominated by Luke. He didn't do anything right.
Right.
And everyone was saying, yeah, Lobot was the better assistant. But there's some great comments that I want to read out here. Because someone was saying that actually neither were the better assistant.
Okay.
Because, get this, both organizations failed straight after Luke Skywalker visited. That's true, isn't it? Luke Skywalker is the crux of just destroying everything.
Yeah, Luke kind of brings some bad mojo. You're right.
Matt Strasborough was like, did Bib get anything right? Lobot and his Bespin guards were able to save Lando, Leia, and Chewie from the stormtroopers. So at least Lobot did something important. Darius Hughes said Bib Fortuna is a crap assistant. He didn't do anything right. Lobot was more helpful, says Thomas Edwards. Basically, everyone was just saying Lobot was good.
Lobot.
Cathal Thomas Coleman was saying Bib Fortuna is a weak-minded fool, easily manipulated by Jedi mind tricks, not trusting all my secrets to an inept dude like him. Lobot is probably password protected and can be called remotely, which seems far more convenient for me.
Yeah.
You have to, like, Bib Fortuna is like the minion, yes, master, you know, like the whole Igor kind of thing, whereas Lobot is half computer.
Yeah, he's plugged into the system, man. He's like sleeping in the cloud. Literally.
I don't even want to tell you the percentage. It's devastating.
It's devastating.
Yeah. Bib didn't stand a chance.
Poor Bib.
Sorry, Bib.
Poor Bib.
It wasn't the best.
They won one. Poor Bib. Well, this week we actually don't have a Duel of Fates because we are going to be dark for the next couple weeks enjoying the holidays. But Duel of Fates has been one of our favorite segments to do here. I love that you and I, Maude and I, can sit and come up with an idea, email, text. Hey, what do you think about debating about this? Yeah, let's put it up this week. And sometimes we have to pull them out. Sometimes they come easy. There's so much stuff to talk about in the Star Wars universe. But I love that we put Lobot versus Bib Fortuna, and we got so much great fan reaction from you, the fans.
Like, so many. And actually, I like, I just saw the comment. It was Matt McKinney has a, oh no, that wasn't it. Damn it. Where was it? I just saw it. Matt McKee did say something though. Oh, there it is. No, he did. He says, and this is a theory, that Lobot, because you know how his name's never mentioned. It was again when they made the toys. They were like, yeah, it's called Lobot.
Yeah.
It stands for Lando's Robot.
Okay.
Lobot. Lando's Robot.
Lobot. Okay.
And someone else said it was short for a lobotomy because that's
which I think might be accurate as well. That's outstanding. I'm reading the comments right now. Adrian Garcia, you're right. Star Pause.
Oh, bugger.
This will be the last round of Star Pause for the year. And possibly for a while. We might change things up in January and go in a different direction. So
I don't think we've had this card.
And yeah, we are going to separate the cards eventually when we get around to it. So
we're still trying to get the prequels cards.
Yeah, that's
my mum. What do you want for Christmas? Can you send me Star Wars trivia biscuit, please? Ma'am.
Star Pause was something we threw in to have some fun here on the show. We randomly challenged each other with trivia, and well, when it started, quite frankly, I took a big lead, my young Madawan.
We all fit in the very first one where I got 6 from 6 or 5 from 6, and I dominated and I was winning.
But I did pull ahead, much like Sebulba in a pod race.
Yes.
But much like Anakin in a pod race, you hung in there, and now you're right there with me.
Yeah.
Wizard! It is 59-57.
Yes, I'm on 57, you're on 59. There's 2 separating us.
Yeah.
Not only have I been really sneaky and I have upset a couple of people by not calling Star Pause on purpose so you would not be able to get any points, but I have scored a bonus point for making said sound effects. So...
That's right. I did get... But you know what? I respect your strategy, and this has been a fun run. It's coming down to today. 59.
And I don't have any help.
59, no help. You're all on your lonesome today. All right, we got about 2 minutes here.
Help me.
You're
my only hope.
Luke.
Luke.
What 2 characters did Luke order Jabba to release to his custody?
What 2 characters? He wanted Han Solo, and he wanted a droid. It was a droid. He wanted Han.
I'm gonna need your answer.
He went in with Chewie. He wanted Han, and he wanted R2.
That's incorrect. He wanted Han and Chewbacca.
No, but
the mighty
He
Chewbacca.
was Chewie. He was in the jail cell.
I'm out of this world. Everyone gets delusions of grandeur. Han and Chewie were together. What vehicle did Luke Skywalker take down with a harpoon gun and a landmine?
Oh no, an AT-AT.
I'll accept that.
Why?
It should be at. Ha! Kidding. Imperial Walker. You're right. Though that's not giving credit to. Well, no, that is. Sorry, I'm thinking of Wedge's gunner. I apologize. He took it down himself.
He did. Yeah.
How does a cantina patron translate the remark of a drunken alien who tells Luke, "Negola Dewaga Wuldagar"?
How do the patrons? They all look at him and then go back to what they were doing.
One particular patron. How does it translate the remark?
Hold on, say it again.
All right. So the alien tells Luke, "Negola Dewaga Wuldagar." Someone else translates that to Luke for him in the cantina. What is the translation?
The kind of thing I can think of is, "My friend doesn't like you," but it's
Well, that would be the answer.
good.
I was going to say we need Mike Black here.
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
know.
like you.
Yeah, he did a great impersonation.
What planet system contains a great deal of meteor activity?
What planet system?
Yeah.
Where are they when they're on their way to Bespin, aren't they? No. Now you're all of a sudden thirsty. Isn't that funny? When do they go to the asteroid field? If Luke's on Dagobah.
What
they go
planet
from
system
Hoth-
contains a great deal of meteor activity?
What planet's system? No, I need help.
You don't have an answer?
What planet's system?
Yeah. Take a guess.
Just guess a planet?
Just take
I
a
did.
guess.
I said Bespin.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
It's Hoth.
It was hot. They'll go from Hoth to Bespin.
With all the meteor activity nearby here. What short furry creatures are revered
Ewok.
for being master builders and artisans? Yeah. That's a come on.
What'd I get? 3?
3.
Bugger.
One more. Who created the unique sound effects used in the movie trilogy?
Oh, I just was reading
Little
about this
behind
morning.
the scenes question.
I know what the sounds are. Like if you said, what animal was Chewbacca's noise from?
Who was the man that gathered those?
And the TIE fighter is an elephant. Did you know that? No, I did. Who did it? I don't know. Some guy who loved his job. Rick Johnson.
Rick McCollum?
That's what I said.
No.
Oh.
Ben Burt.
Ben Burt.
Ben Burt,
Ben,
who
I'm
did
so
him
sorry.
for all the prequels, and I believe
prequels?
I did all the way up through the prequels too.
Oh, wow. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ben Burt. Oh,
All right, so we got 3, so you got 60. So
that's a nice round number.
I got 59. Maybe if I'm lucky, you'll call it later in the show, and I'll get a chance to overcome. And
I'm going to have to call it. That's
Yeah.
just too rude if I don't. That's poorly played.
I would hope you do.
Cool.
So from there, we're going to move on to box office breakdown. I'm still barring Finstock from Jedi Alliance, but we do have one of the co-hosts of Box Office Breakdown producing and engineering our show right now, JTE.
What up, everybody?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
All right, JT, I've got to start this off because we've got actually how much each movie made, how much it grossed all up in theaters and what their opening debut was. So I want to know from you, which movie out of all of these do you think was the highest grossing in theaters?
Is this adjusted numbers or when they came out?
Not adjusted numbers.
Okay, go ahead.
Which one? Out of the 6, let's say the 6.
Oh, I thought you were going to name off.
No, I want to know.
We're playing a game with you, JT.
I know them all.
Well,
I'm going to
that's
say the
game.
first one. It was the big bang of, summer blockbusters with Jaws. I'm going to say Star Wars, New Hope.
It was not.
No?
Nope. No, the highest grossing in theaters was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom
The
Menace.
Phantom Menace.
You can understand.
Was it close or was it just like?
Look, Star Wars came in third place. The big difference here, though, is that Star Wars was only released in, say, 43 movies around.
43 screens, yeah.
43 screens, whereas by the time they've got the first movie of the prequels, it was 2,970.
Yeah.
So that's...
And in order to exhibit Star Wars, you had to exhibit The Other Side of Midnight, which Fox was hoping would be the big hit of that time period.
I never even heard of that movie.
Yeah, you had exactly. Point being, exactly. Then you had this little space opera thing. You have to show that too.
So the numbers, out of the 6 movies in order, it goes Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars, A New Hope, Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi, The Empire Strikes Back.
The lowest, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, again, though, those are not adjusted numbers. That's not probably the same amount of people.
Well,
They're not.
Would you like to go over the adjusted numbers now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I want to hear that.
This is a. Well, wait. Do you have the adjusted numbers?
No, that's it there.
Oh, right here. Right. Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying, JT? You're saying breaking down this box office. What do you feel will be once adjusted is the number one?
I'm gonna say Star Wars, the original.
You would be right.
Woohoo!
Boom.
It is. That is a lot of zeros. It's like in the $1 billion range.
It's like $1.5 billion.
1.115000200. That's a lot of
You
zeros.
see the pictures? There's like pictures of people like outside main Chinese theater. It was like Woodstock for geeks. It was crazy.
Wait, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Like I wish I was
He's a geek. He's a nice guy, but he's a geek. Sorry, I'm also putting up the number now live on the Facebook page, too, for those listening live. The number to call in is coming up soon. But, okay, so...
so we're not saying the number, we're posting the number.
I'm posting the number right now to our fan base. Then we'll say the number when the time comes. How about that?
Okay.
Making a call on the fly. I'm like Admiral Akbar once the trap is sprung.
So, yes, we are taking calls from you guys to call in and have a chat with us about the show, about Star Wars. So if you're on the Facebook page, the number has just gone up there. Mm-hmm. But before we head to that, because we have been talking about box office breakdown, it's kind of been a little bit of a Star Wars is the best.
Yeah. Star Wars is the best.
After inflation.
Phantom Menace. This is adjusted. Phantom Menace comes in second. Still. Do
you know why? Because there was 20 years waiting. So you had all the old fans, 20 years of creating new fans.
Yeah.
There was so much hype for that movie. I even remember lining up for a few hours to get tickets.
Next is Jedi. Then we've got Empire Strikes Back. Then Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Then Attack of the Clones. And then you start going to the special editions, yeah.
So financially, Attack of the Clones was the worst.
It was, absolutely, was the worst one.
Grossing and with adjusted inflation. It just was the least successful movie.
Yeah, $422 million worth of success or lack of success. But yeah, absolutely. Also, when you look at the worldwide numbers for the unadjusted, one interesting thing, the special editions, which is your first turn of seeing the movies.
That's when I saw Return of the Jedi.
Star Wars by far, $256 million. Mm-hmm. Then Empire, $124 million. And then Jedi only took in worldwide, unadjusted during the time, $89 million. Again, this is 97. If you adjust it a little bit, it comes up a bit.
And word is that they're going to be taking the movies now and stripping it back to the originals. Sorry, when they came out in 1977, 80, 83 respectively.
That's what a lot of fans want too.
Well, also Phantom Menace got a re-release also, but there was only one.
It did get a re-release. That was they tried to do the 3D, I believe, right? And then that was scrapped after kind of the failure of it. It didn't generate
and the
a lot.
Disney purchase.
But how much money would it take to mass produce the originals, as they were out in the cinemas for the very first time, onto a Blu-ray? Not much. And by the numbers, it can make hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't know if I just don't think George will ever let those films out. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
It's got to be. I bet it's even written into his will.
Well, I know there was a problem with Fox. And
Fox still owns the rights to A New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, not released yet. It's their baby to have in perpetuity for the rest of time. But I know their fan base. We want to see the originals. How many times have you seen the original messed around with versions?
Well, I was 11 when Return of the Jedi remastered came out, so it was.
Oh wait, so you're not 19 like they said last week?
I could be.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were. I don't know.
No, definitely
I'm
not.
57.
You're not. But So I only saw it a few times, like in those few years before. It was that, and then I remember buying the first DVDs, and then from then on, it's just kind of continually being upgraded.
Yeah, it's always being tinkered with. Which again, we talked about this last week, but again, I want to point out the first time Lucas tinkered with Star Wars: A New Hope was the weekend it came out. He wanted to change some audio. So he's just always kind of been one of those
just
tinkers.
tweaking. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got some facts, some fun Star Wars facts that I'm not entirely sure everyone knows, but I thought I'd rattle them off and just see if you knew any of these. Some we've already mentioned in profiles, etc. But let's see how we go out of these 10. And if you are commenting, keep a tally, and I want to know how many of these you actually did know and which one you found the most surprising. All right. You've already called this one. Number 1, the movie was first called The Adventures of Luke Starkiller, as taken from the Journal of the Wills, Saga 1.
Right, that rolls off your tongue, George.
Yeah, you nailed it. Hey, who's excited to see the Adventures of Starkiller? Yeah, I'll see you there at 8 o'clock.
And what I love, if you've read the novelization of Star Wars, which was ghostwritten by Alan Dean Foster, credited to George Lucas, it is the different stuff. Luke is Blue 5. There's a lot of different dialogue. It was written before the movie came out. But the opening starts with a preface from the Journal of the Wills. So I grew up thinking, oh wait, I got to find this book.
Journal, yeah.
Could never find it. Never as a kid didn't comprehend that. It got tossed aside.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Number 2, Benicio del Toro was actually Darth Maul. He'd been cast in it. He was going to play the character, and then Lucas dropped out a lot of his lines and down to 3.
Yeah.
And Benicio went, not doing it. And then Ray Parker stepped in.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
There you go. Number 3, the Millennium Falcon was inspired by the shape of a hamburger with an olive on its side.
Okay.
Number 4, Han Solo the character was based on friend Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of in it for himself, at the front of the pack, kind of scoundrel that everyone kind of loved.
A scoundrel.
Yeah.
That's so cool. The sound of Darth Vader's laboured breathing was achieved using scuba gear.
That's right. Ben Burt.
Bloody Ben.
Dropped the microphone down to the bottom of the
I looked
canister.
up all the stuff. I just didn't. That's so rude of me not knowing his name.
And it's actually Ben's breath. He's the one breathing.
Ben, forgive me.
Sorry,
Forgive me, Ben. We've got, Yoda was originally planned to be played by an adorable monkey wearing a mask, holding a cane.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it was called Minch Yoda, or Minch was actually going to be his character's name at one point.
Monkey. Others who auditioned for the role of Anakin, and yes, Hayden Christensen got it in the end, but Ryan Philippe, Paul Walker, and Jonathan Brandis. Why is this sad? Because Jonathan Brandis was the very first poster that I had on my wall. He was my first crush at about 8 or 9 years old when I was watching Sequest DSV. And when there was like one of those questions on MySpace, which was like, who was your first crush? I was like, Jonathan Brandis. What's he up to now? He committed suicide.
Oh, it's sad. Tragic.
He could have been
Anakin Skywalker.
Number 8, both Ewan and Hayden would make lightsaber sound effects when they were doing their duels, and so bad that they had to be removed in post because they'd be going and they're like, stop making the noise, and they couldn't help it. That was cool.
Proof that Ewan deserves another shot of Obi-Wan.
Yes, I want to see him back so bad.
Yeah.
Number 9, the asteroids in the sequence outside of Hoth.
Outside of Hoth, yeah.
Maude, do your research. In Empire Strikes Back includes a shoe and a potato. So this is what they used as the asteroids. And apparently the shoe was one of the guys in post who was so sick of George Lucas's like particular things with every shot that he grabbed shooting through it. And it made it. But the potato has me. And number 10, Luke and his family were originally imagined as dwarves. And this is where I'm thinking Willow may have come from.
Could have
He's
very
got
well
a
been.
thing with dwarves.
He does. And I know he loved Warwick Davis so much. He wanted to give him something.
Yeah.
Wanted
this dwarf thing happening. So yeah, Willow, maybe.
Maybe.
Because Luke...
We could probably talk about Willow off air for a while.
I really want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go. 10 facts. How many did you know out of those? Let us know. Hit us up in the comments.
And by the way, since we're live and we're live streaming, we got the comments up. We are watching. We are reading the comments. It's just we have such a busy kind of show. We're focused on that today. But in the future, we are definitely going to be interacting more with the comments. But please keep the comments coming. It really helps fuel the show's momentum moving it forward. So.
To the guy who said that I'd be fun to have a beer with, and is he the only person that wants to have a beer with me? I love beer.
She does.
I love it.
She does. So now it's time to, you ready to move on and do these phone calls?
Betcha.
Absolutely. So this is kind of our tribute to the Schmoes Know Movie Show. Hello, Schmoville. Live every Thursday, 6 p.m. PST. But now we're live here on Jedi Alliance. And because you, the fans, made us you brought such joy to us, to these this dark force and this light force here on Jedi Alliance. We've had such a fun time doing this show, and it's because of our interaction with you, the fans.
Yeah, you guys
you're
are
knowledgeable,
great.
you're opinionated, but you're also very nice and funny and good-hearted, and you've played along with us entirely.
I respect people's opinions and how they've been formed, especially in Duel of the Fates. You know, we have this one thing, you have to make a choice, and if you disagree with someone, it's not, you suck. It's, I hear your point, but this is mine. And it's just great discussion because the passion is there.
And that's what we love to do. So we're going to open up the phone lines. We're going to take these calls live now. JTE says we have some phone calls ready to go. So here we go. You are on Jedi Alliance. Who do we got?
Oh, hey, it's Liam Legrandy from Brisbane, Australia.
That's where I'm from.
Get out.
Yeah, hello, guys.
Get out.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the show.
Say hi to my family.
Hey, Lee, could you maybe go get the prequel trivia cards and mail them to us?
Yeah, can you just rock up to my house? Say hi to
It'd be a great Christmas gift.
Mrs. G.
Maybe
Oh, you're getting me
toilet paper.
homesick.
Yes. Lee, thanks for being supporting us all the way over there in Maude's homeland and hometown. What do you got? What do you want to talk about?
I'd just like to ask, will you guys be reviewing the Star Wars comics that are coming out by Marvel on a monthly basis in the future? Or you're just going to look at it once?
I'll tell you what, Lee, it is already on my pull list at my comic shop, and it's definitely going to be a must-read for me, so we will definitely be talking about it, mentioning it. Will we do a monthly review? Possibly. You know, that's a good idea. We haven't really discussed that going into 2015, but if the fans want it out there, let us know. Comment, read along with us, and I'm sure it's something we can do. We can also maybe do a supplemental video outside of the bounds of this show, and we can talk about it some more. Maybe we can do some stuff on Geek Bomb as well.
Hell yeah, we've got extras happening. We've done it before with book reviews. I think we could do it with comic reviews. And here's how I am also quite schematic. I bought Ken a Christmas present, which he opened up on air. He felt so bad he didn't get me anything. The comic books are coming out. Not a coincidence.
All right, I'll buy you whatever you want. It doesn't matter what.
Lee, have fun in Brizzy.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening. All right, that was great. Our first call out here this session from your hometown.
That's so cool. That must have cost him a fortune. All right, we got another one. Hello, you are on Jedi Alliance. What's your name?
Hey, my name's Ty. I'm from Canada, and I was curious to know if you could kill off or just remove any Star Wars
Jar Jar.
character from the original trilogy. Who would it be? I know Jar Jar's just too easy.
Too easy. Ty from Canada. What part of Canada, Ty?
Alberta.
Okay, absolutely. One of my best friends, born in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. So
I was born in Red Deer as well.
Get out of there! This is small
the reunion
world.
episode somehow.
Well, Ty, I will go for. We discussed this a little bit in one of our earlier episodes in a Duel of the Fates of who would you rather if you had to lose Han Solo or Lando Calrissian, which is something that was talked about during the making of Jedi. Who would you go? I'm going to go with Han.
You think he should have died at the end?
I
of
just think
Return
it
of the
makes
Jedi?
sense for the character.
Yeah, I agree. And it's not my answer, but the Ewok party at the end, it was going to be so much darker. But then, do you know why? He thought that the toy sales would be affected.
Yeah.
And that's why Han had to live.
And he just
money.
Lucas's thought was, hey, it should be a celebration at the end. But I kind of agreed with Lawrence Kasdan, saying there should be a price for this freedom that they won. So that's what I would go. Ty, who would you go with? Did we lose Ty?
Can you pop him up a bit? It's all the way up. Oh, you're really
we
quiet.
lost him.
I'll talk at you then. Sorry, Ty, because it's so hard to hear you because of the feedback. But mine's a no-brainer. Need none. Gone. See ya. He could be on Alderaan for all I care. Gone.
Maybe a wayward blaster shot takes him out but keeps Lando
I
alive?
would have actually liked to have seen him be impaled.
Oh, wow. I love it. Anyway, I'm gonna order a new Neenum shirt.
Neenum's going to take me to the dark side.
Yeah.
Damn it.
He is.
He's going to be the reason of my demise, my downfall. Well, Ty, thank you so much for getting in with your question. We got another call happening there, JTE. JTE, are you ignoring me? Ah, thumbs up. Hello there. Welcome to Jedi Alliance. You are live on the air. What's your name?
Hi, this is Greg.
Greg. How are you, buddy?
Hey, doing all right. How are you, Maude?
I'm well. Hey, what's your question for us?
I'm trying to think. I just saw the post for the number.
Oh, you just got excited. You just wanted to talk to us.
Yes,
you just
I
wanted to
called
say
in last
hi.
time, so I'm glad I got in twice now. So I guess my question, though, is...
Yeah.
That's what I
so
said.
obviously...
Oh, you can't see us, but when you watch the video, you'll see me go, did he call in first time? It's him. I remembered.
Yeah, I did. So, but my question is, obviously we've all seen the teaser for The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
So based on what we've seen in the teaser so far, obviously we know very little about the characters,
Yep.
but just based on what we've seen, what character is your favorite, or rather, are you most looking forward to learning about and getting to know?
I think there was the most panic on Finn's face. I think that there was a lot to discover there. Mind you, though, Rey was going somewhere on that ice cream Magnum bar, which sorry, it just looks like a dessert to me that I want to eat. Chocolate.
It does, yeah.
It's chocolate. So yeah, it looks like things are happening. The only one that kind of didn't say too much or reveal too much at all was Poe, I feel, in the X-Wing. But I mean, they're all in formation. They're flying somewhere.
Certainly the biggest mystery is Kylo Ren, who we know now to call that character. So I want to solve that. But you know what? Knowing that, or believing still, that this franchise going forward for the next couple movies at least is going to be built around John Boyega's character of Finn, I want to know more about Finn. Is he a stormtrooper? Did he leave? Did something happen to him that's going to turn him later into either good or bad? Is he an undercover agent? Who knows what he is? I want to know why, and why is he without a helmet in the middle of a desert, frantically sweating, much like I do sometimes.
He was
on the
panicked.
show. Yeah, that's and you know they're all interesting, but I just there's a reason they chose to start with him.
Yep.
Greg, what about you?
I think, Ken, I definitely going to have to agree with you with Boyega, just because, like you said, we don't know where he's coming from, whether he is an actual stormtrooper or not, and that's definitely really intriguing to me. I'm not as into the Sith as some of the other schmoes are. So while Kylo Ren is very interesting to me, I do want to know who that is, but I definitely am more on the light side. So assuming Boyega is going to be our protagonist, I am definitely really interested in seeing what his story is, where he's coming from, and what his journey is going to be.
Absolutely. He is going to be a very good protagonist. So there's mystery about a lot of these characters, but for me, like Oscar Isaac, the mystery is who's Oscar Isaac. What's he? We thought he was going to be the Han Solo series. Maybe he still is, but now he looks like a straight-laced X-wing pilot versus the one shot we got versus what we thought he was going to be.
We still haven't seen so many people though. Like we have no idea about Gwendolyn Christie, Lupito Nyong'o,
Max von Sydow,
Yep.
Andy Serkis, and Domhnall Gleeson.
Well, the fact that Andy Serkis was voicing it and he sounded like he was on the dark side.
But yeah, there's so much. It's like that's the thing. You forget even then we got the original people to see.
Yeah.
There's so much there, and
They're
it's
taking
exciting.
a backseat, aren't
Greg,
they?
thanks for your call. Thanks for your second call. I'm sure you'll be on the next one. JT, we're going to take a couple more here. You good to go? Send one down.
Yay! Hello, welcome to Jedi Alliance. You're talking with Ken and Maude. Who have we got?
Hey, Mon. Hey, Ken. How's it going?
I'm
It's going great.
Who's this?
Hey, Ken, not to give you a hard time, but how about those Pats beat down of the Dolphins yesterday?
Welcome to Sports Talk 101. That's right.
Who
you know
is
what?
this? What's your name?
Yeah. What is your name? What is your name? I want to know now.
And Skip Allen. You know, I had Josh Bakuga in that that one trivia contest.
Dan is one of our great Schmo fans. That's right. After the show, I'm going to be beating JT in the press in the control booth there over his Pats beating my Dolphins. But Dan, welcome. What Star Wars question you got for us?
Well, I know you guys kind of did your homage to Profiles with It's a Wonderful Life, but I guess this is kind of anticlimactic. What are your Fast Five Star Wars films in honor of Alicia and Scott from Profiles?
That's a great it's time to do our Fast Five. So my favorite, we talking about my favorite one, which is, of course, Empire Strikes Back. I'll start there. Maude? Jedi. Then I'll go
Empire. Oh, yeah.
You'll go Empire.
Yeah.
I will then go A New Hope. And then I'll go Jedi number 3.
Yeah.
And then I'll go Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And then I will go read a book.
Dan,
what about you? What is your favorite?
Well, mine's is The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
There's so many layers and so much depth to that movie, and it brings up some personal father issues that I have. So I just absolutely love The Empire Strikes Back.
Outstanding. That's good. Dan, thanks for calling in. Love your support both here in Jedi Alliance, the Popcorn Talk Network, and Schmoes Know. You've been a long-time fan. We appreciate it.
We got one more?
A couple more, JT. What do you think? Let's try to do 2 more. All right, go for it. Hi, welcome to Jedi Alliance. Who is this? Where are you calling from? Oh, so glad Noah's been one of our dedicated fans. In fact, you run the Jedi Alliance fans Instagram page, and you run it very well, my friend.
Thank you.
Now we get to speak with you. Full circle.
It's become full circle. Noah, calling from Houston, right?
Utah.
Yep.
Yeah, Houston.
Texas.
Yeah. What? Noah, take it away, man. You got the forum. What do you got?
Well, I wanted to ask y'all, there hasn't been much news surrounding Max von Sydow's character in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask y'all, like, what do you think he's going to be doing in The Force Awakens? I mean, I've heard rumors, and there's been multiple rumors, but there hasn't been really anything that's actually, something like it wasn't in the trailer. There wasn't anything about him in the trailer. I just want to know what y'all think he might.
We'll do a little fun fantasy book and some speculation. I still think
evil. Everyone thinks he's going to be evil.
I think he's going to be evil. However, I do have to agree with head schmo Christian Harloff. There is a chance that Max von Sydow is actually going to be Kanan.
Oh, Kanan.
I think it could be Kanan. It could be Ezra. You got to play the age game a little bit.
Then Adam Driver is Ezra.
That's possible, I guess. Again, you could play the age game. In space, things age differently. Just ask Obi-Wan on Tatooine. But I wouldn't be surprised if Max von Sydow has something to do with the good side of the Force. I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be a nice curveball.
With Circus now confirmed to be that voice that definitely sounds evil. We're not confirming that as evil either. Maybe Luke is the baddie. But Sydow, such an accomplished actor. I know Abrams is a big fan. I'm sure he gave him something really good to pull him. He's 90 years old.
And he also dangled the carrot that Rebels is coming off just as a lead-in to the new movie.
There's so much stuff we're supposed to be picking up from Rebels.
Yeah.
That is so wide open, but I think I think it could be. It could.
You
want
to say Kanan? I want to say he's evil.
Yeah.
Does that help at all?
Noah, you there?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Noah. What do you think?
Well, I don't really know. I heard that one of the rumors, I know y'all trying to do the hand wave thing, but I heard a rumor that he's supposed to be playing. Remember, you have the concept art with the cyborg that was all holding Vader's helmet?
Yes, the collector.
I heard that that's supposed to be him.
Okay.
And I heard that, he's supposed to be someone that we saw die. Well, of course, he didn't die, but die in Episode 3. And
you're thinking
I think
the
that'd
Emperor.
Be really cool. I think that'd be cool. Because I think that'd be cool. I don't hate the prequels. I don't like them either. But
impartial.
Yeah, it's just I'm 15, so they're kind of more. I love the original trilogy a lot more, but I don't absolutely hate them like some people. And I think it'd be really cool to see just kind of seeing somebody from the prequel trilogy, just to know that they're not forgetting about it, because a lot of people don't like it. They're just bringing some stuff from the prequel trilogy, the good stuff, to.
I think he's gonna be Maul.
No, I don't think so.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Noah, thanks for calling in, and thank you for running the Jedi Alliance.
Sabos! Thanks, Noah. You got me. Sorry. Look, I'm doing it, which is big of me, because, I do want to be as fair as possible, and I was kind of not fair in one of them, not in one of the weeks. But we have to do this. We punch it out.
Okay.
And you're a lot smarter than I am. So,
okay.
Have we done this one?
What about this one? I'm just picking randomly here. Don't want to cheat.
I don't think we've done this one.
Okay, let's do it.
Alrighty, first question is, who insisted the son of Skywalker must not become a Jedi?
The Emperor.
Yes, he did.
We're all tied up at 60.
Well, bugger. Yeah. What ships were ordered to refrain from combat during the second Death Star battle?
What? Say again?
What ships were ordered to refrain from combat during the second Death Star battle?
The Imperial Star Destroyers.
Yes. What was Darth Vader seduced by, according to Obi-Wan?
he was seduced by the dark side of the Force.
That'd be 3 from 3. What rebel leader was the first character to describe Endor as the Forest Moon?
Admiral Akbar.
Yes. Who advised R2-D2 on his holoboard game moves?
C-3PO.
Yes, and I'm going to rip up this card. What was Han addressing when he exclaimed, you hear me, baby? Hold together.
He was addressing the Millennium Falcon, which had taken some laser blasters from TIE fighters. 6 from 6. 65 to 60 is the final star pause total.
You did so well. That was good.
That was a good
You always
battle.
do this, but I have...
That was good. That was good.
Well played. 6 from 6. Have you done 6 ever? Have you got 6 from 6 ever?
I don't think I did. I think maybe
You just finished off
once.
with a perfect score.
That's right. All right, I'll take it. I'm like Dan Marino in the Jets game in 19. Shut up, JT. 65 to 60. Star Pause wraps up this year. We'll do something different in the new year. Star Pause will return at some point, but we want to change things up. We don't want the show to be a stale, stagnant thing. Much like Lucas, we're going to tinker with our creation. So that has been a fun episode 20 here of Jedi Alliance on the Popcorn Talk Network live streaming. We've been watching your comments. I've been following along. And, Rodney De La Cruz, I don't refuse to like Rebels. I'm learning to love it. All right? I'll give you that. And they start bringing in Lando and Yoda and maybe Ahsoka Tano, I will be on board completely. See, we're reading the comments.
Yeah, we are.
We're
going to
reading
keep
the
reading
comments.
them while we do one of our last segments. But before we get into it, are you subscribing? Did you like this video right now if you are streaming it live? Have you subscribed to this channel? Are you on iTunes as well? Even if you don't listen to us, just jump on and give it a rate and review and subscribe because that's kind of fun as well. Spread the love. We are the Popcorn Talk. So do everything, all the other shows can help me out because I'm drowning.
Guilty
It's
Movie
really
Pleasures,
hot.
Meet the Movie Press, Marvel Movie News, DC Movie News, Box Office Breakdown, Profiles. And in 2015, there's going to be more shows on the Popcorn Talk Network. So subscribe to the Popcorn Talk on YouTube. That is youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network. Follow them on Twitter at the Popcorn Talk, us at Jedi Alliance SK, Ken Napzok and Maude Garrett. And of course, the Schmoes Know Movie Show live every Thursday, 6
Are
p.m.
you following
PST.
us? Are they following us on Twitter?
I believe so.
At Maude Garrett, at Ken Napzok.
You should.
That's
You
the same
should.
on Instagram as well.
That's right. And of course, we're on Instagram. No Outlaw runs the Instagram fan page, Jedi Alliance fans. So much stuff. But of course, before we leave, we do want to pay tribute, as we do every week, to a fallen character or concept or creature or robot. And this week, here we have a very special extended edition of In Memory. He was the Dark Lord of the Sith, the Emperor's right-hand enforcer and apprentice. He was one of the most feared forces of evil in the galaxy. He was also believed to be the Chosen One, part of a prophecy that claimed one would bring balance to the Force. Today, we pay tribute to the memory of Darth Vader. Born Anakin Skywalker on the outer rim world of Tatooine to his slave mother Shmi, there are those who believe that Anakin's very birth was a miracle of the Force, or perhaps the birth was influenced by Darth Plagueis the Wise. Around the age of 9, the precocious pod racer who liked to build and tinker was taken from his mother, his homeworld, and his homemade droid C-3PO, and taken to Coruscant to train to become a Jedi Knight. And he did become a Jedi. He was the greatest star pilot in the galaxy, proving it time and time again after the Clone Wars. During the Clone Wars. But motivated by his forbidden love for his secret wife, Anakin was seduced by the dark side of the Force and became Darth Vader, a twisted machine more than a man. Say what you will about him, evil, ruthless, relentless, but you had to respect his skills and courage as a leader in the field. Vader didn't lead from behind, he led out in front, flying his own TIE fighter in an effort to beat rebel snub fighters as they attempted to take down the first Death Star, hunting in the snow for the Force-influenced rebel Luke Skywalker, and capturing Han Solo with Boba Fett when other bounty hunters couldn't. We're looking at you, Dengar. Vader didn't need your respect. He had it. And if he didn't, he'd force choke it out of you. But at the end of it all, with the second Death Star exploding at the seams around him, Lord Vader got what he deserved. Redemption and peace. For beyond the mask, the regulated breathing, and the intimidated cowl and cape, there was the heart of a boy. A son who loved his mother but couldn't save her. A man who loved his wife but couldn't save her. And at the end, a father who loved his son and daughter who had just saved him. The legend of Darth Vader will live on in the galaxy, still feared by many, twisted for the evil inspiration of others. But at the end of the day, look to the young boy afraid to leave his mother but brave enough to do it. Does Darth Vader deserve your compassion? What does your heart tell you? Rest in peace, Lord Vader. May the Force be with you.
Annie.
Always.
Annie.
Annie?
Thank you guys so much for that. That was a really touching one because it was such a prominent character as well, and it just keeps hurting that he's dead. But guys, we will be back next year. Have a very, very happy holiday. Up until then, we'll see you 2015. In the meantime, don't forget, like, thumbs up, rate, review, follow us on all of the social medias because we do all of them because we cannot turn off apparently. And keep that discussion going. We're reading the comments right now.
That's right. This has been Jedi Alliance on the Popcorn Talk Network. We talk movies.
And Vader died to bring us this information. It's your fault, Ken.
Star pause.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Christian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.